What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the second part of What If Naruto was Miles Morales, or simply had his powers. Now, the first part of the series actually ended up getting a decent amount of support. Nothing too crazy, but nothing too bad at the same time. So if you guys want this series to continue and you guys want to help your boy out a ton, then, maybe go back to part 1 and leave a like, seeing as it's going to help this series do a ton better in the algorithm. And hey, you scratch my back and help me out, I scratch your back and drop you a video so you can enjoy it and relax for 30 minutes of your life, right? So yeah, you hook me up, I hook you up. But anyways though, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys go on to enjoy this part, you guys know exactly what to do as always. And just know there will probably only be one more part to the series. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's actually, wait. I'm taking attendance today, so go to the comment section and say that you're here on this specific video, all right? And also let me know if you liked in the attendance thing as well. That's it though, I'm done. I'm actually done this time, so let's get started.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
This would immediately commence an all-out battle between Kakashi and Zabuza, which would be eerily similar to the one that we do end up getting in canon. And as soon as the battle would start, it would basically abruptly end with Kakashi still getting trapped in the water prison jutsu. Now Zabuza holding onto Naruto would immediately hold out the hand sign for the shadow clone jutsu, having a bunch of clones rush at the direction of Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, and Tazuna. And Naruto, watching this all go down, would immediately be like, alright, as he forms a bunch of shadow clones and he would just disappear. Nobody watched where Naruto went, and Sasuke wouldn't have even made a plan with Naruto. But Naruto would be thinking one thing, and that is, how am I gonna get Kakashi out of there? Finally, he decides to just pull a fast one on Zabuza. And so what Naruto ends up doing is pretty much making his way towards the direction of Tazuna after transforming invisible and immediately slamming his hand onto the water, thinking to himself, hopefully Kakashi handles this. And from here he would shoot electricity into the water, leading for the water's conductive properties to shock Zabuza and Kakashi, who would be inside of a water bottle, mind you. And so Kakashi and Zabuza both getting shocked would cause Zabuza to let go of the bubble and Kakashi to get released, only for him to finally get serious and him to tell Naruto, thanks for that. Naruto from here would make his way back towards the direction of dry land after using his webs to catapult himself back over there, and the second that the battle between Zabuza and Kakashi would begin, Naruto, who would be watching all of this go down, and once Kakashi would be about to end everything with a final blow to Zabuza and he sees a Senbon flying in at Zabuza, Naruto, watching this, sensing the danger, would immediately have his spider senses go off as he would look towards the direction of Haku and wonder to himself what in the world that person's doing there. Naruto immediately recognizing who would be there, and Haku coming out posing as some sort of recovery nin from the Hidden Mist village. Naruto, noticing this BS, would immediately say, "Can you prove it? And also, why are you not taking him out here and now? I thought that's what your recovering nin were supposed to do." Haku would have a sweat drop at that moment, and from here would blitz at the direction of Zabuza as he would grab him and blitz off. Naruto wanting to continue on with the fight, but knowing that he's better not take that chance, considering that it's just himself and Sasuke who could only be the only ones there to fight, seeing as Kakashi is, well, out for the count. So yeah, for those of you wondering why Naruto didn't just bust out his wood style Sharingan and go crazy, that's why. He just didn't want to take his chances in case this ninja was even on par with Zabuza for some reason, right? Naruto, watching them get away, would end up just picking up Kakashi, as from here, Naruto just decides that they'll fight another day. And so they would make their way towards Tazuna's house. This leading them to meeting Inari and Tsunami, the mother of Inari and the daughter of Tazuna. Now, once they get there, she would whip up the most delicious meal, and they get down, they start grubbing, they have an amazing time. They all start conversating and everything, and they would just be having an awesome family dinner. Nothing could go wrong. Everything's great. And then suddenly this brat comes in and ruins everything. Starts bad-mouthing Team 7, tells them that they have no right being there, and Naruto looks at him as, he's flipping up his fork in the air, just saying to himself, so we're not gonna beat them, are we? Well, my sensei over there who's knocked out just defeated one of Gato's upper ranked men. I was there, and I could have easily have also helped them to take him out. And the guy you're describing to me, Gato, sounds like he's just some guy who has other people do his dirty work for him. So what does that tell me? That tells me that the only people who have tried to fight this guy off are weaklings. But don't worry, kid. You finally have somebody here who can actually put up a fight. Just flicking up the fork over and over and over, and Inari would have tears in his eyes after hearing that Naruto called his stepdad weak. He would go over to his room and cry, and Sakura would be like, "Naruto, what were you thinking?" With Naruto just saying the obvious, and him then looking back to Sasuke before saying, "Sasuke, I need you to come with me. We need to start helping you out with your training. There's a couple of things that I need to teach you. And Sakura, as much as it pains me to actually help you out, you're the one that needs it the most, so come on." After they finish eating, Naruto goes on to teach them the secrets of tree walking and water walking, and so they would be ready for the upcoming battle. So when Kakashi would wake up, ultimately the main thing that he would be teaching Sakura would be a basic level Genjutsu and Shuriken Jutsu. Sasuke would be focusing on Taijutsu and also trying to push him to unlock his Sharingan, which he would be very close to doing, but it wouldn't exactly happen just because it just doesn't. I actually have no other way of putting it other than it just doesn't happen. Naruto, however, on the other hand, would be working on his wood style, trying to develop a new jutsu, a wooden dragon jutsu, which is something that Naruto has been trying to do, something that he knows is possible because Hiruzen has told him all about how Hashirama had all these incredible jutsus like wood dragons and wood golems and even a 1,000 hand Buddha statue with completely destroyed Madara, with him using Kurama and a Susanoo to cover it on top of that. So Naruto's aim is ultimately that for his ultimate jutsu, but since he can't do that quite yet, Naruto has to settle for something else. Continuing on the story, however, we're going to have a bit of a time skip to when we find ourselves at the actual bridge attack, and Naruto, for safekeeping, would end up leaving a couple shadow clones back with Inari and Tsunade, which would be easily capable of taking out the thugs that would arrive and try to do stuff to the family. However, Naruto's clones being there, it's just an easy one-sided stomp, and then we would find ourselves in the direction of the bridge battle, right? And because we find ourselves in the middle of the bridge battle, Naruto would be looking at Haku, as since he's here from the beginning, Sasuke and Naruto would both easily, being able to work on their combo moves that Naruto would have taught Sasuke, would both be having Haku on the back foot. Haku would not exactly be having an easy time fighting against the both of them, considering that they have both been working on tag team attacks. Naruto lunges forward, throwing Sasuke up, who would throw Shuriken. Naruto immediately weaving hand styles for wood style attacks, which would pretty much shoot these logs at the direction of Haku. But Haku, seeing that this person also has a strange Genkai, whips his out, creating the Ice Crystal Mirror Jutsu, which ultimately would trap the both of them inside of, and Sasuke, being forced to keep up with the speed of Haku, ends up unlocking the one Tomoe Sharingan. Naruto, noticing that it's no time than now to whip it out, would whip out his own 2 and 3 Tomoe Sharingan, which would allow him to easily keep up with the maneuvers of Haku, ultimately jumping up into the air and deciding that it's now or never, as he slams his hand on the ground and says, "Sasuke, get down!" Sasuke goes down onto the ground right next to Naruto, and out of nowhere, wooden spikes would shoot out everywhere, killing Haku instantly, who, as soon as Haku jumps out of one of the mirrors, would get pierced by multiple different like splinters of wood, which would just completely cut into Haku and would basically put Haku in a t-shirt, all the way from ranging from extra small to extra large. So yeah, Haku, rest in peace, is dead. But continuing on with the story, we then find ourselves in the perspective of Kakashi, who would pierce Zabuza with the Chidori, and that would end up concluding the arc. Obviously, Gato and his men would arrive, but they would easily be handled by the village in Team 7, and ultimately Gato's riches would be handed over to the team of the Wave Village, ultimately naming it the Naruto Bridge and leading them out of poverty, with Naruto taking a little bit of a generous offering from Tazuna and the village, seeing as they were saved by Naruto, so the entire team was given a very handsome reward. They ultimately returned back to the village, only to realize that the Chunin exams are going to start. Now, why do they find this out? Because Naruto blabs about it, saying that it's about time that the Chunin exams come around and that the Chunin exams will be held soon. Kakashi would be basically asked by Sasuke if they're going to be allowed in, and Kakashi would say that he's still thinking about it. But considering Naruto's with them, they should most likely enter this year. They're ready in his eyes. But he would say that for the next week they're going to train just in case, and so that's what would happen. They report to Hiruzen, get their rewards, and then ultimately spend an entire week training, working on their team chemistry. Sakura would be mainly one of a healer, since Naruto would suggest that she would most better be used as a healer. And he would say that, you know, if anything, she should probably consider going down that route, since she's not really a capable fighter yet, saying that she should focus more on genjutsu, healing, and evasive maneuvers. And so that's what she does. She ends up working with Kakashi on every single thing that Naruto would have told her. And so Sasuke and Naruto would be the ones who would mainly focus on combat-like attacks, Naruto using his Sharingan and helping Sasuke train with his own, seeing as he already has developed his. That would lead Sasuke to developing a 2 Tomoe in one eye and 1 Tomoe in the other, leading them all to basically feel more than capable for the Chunin exams. And so once their ultimate small little test of seeing if they're actually ready would come along, they would easily pass, leading them into going on with the Chunin exams. Now the test happens, but nobody wants to hear about that, so we're going to be skipping over to the Forest of Death, where ultimately we find ourselves in the perspective of Naruto, who would be keeping a keen eye on the village on the village hidden in the grass. That ninja from that village seems very strange, and Naruto would tell Sasuke about this, telling him to, quote, "Keep your guard up, Sasuke." Sasuke would say, "Of course I will, dope." As from here, they make their way into the forest, and they would immediately try to look for somebody with a scroll, but they have ultimate bad luck. And so when Naruto goes off to pretty much see if he can find a team by himself, Team 7 would be getting ambushed by Orochimaru. However, Naruto, hearing trees breaking in the distance, would blitz over towards that direction, and he would arrive to see Sasuke getting bit by the thing by Orochimaru, right? The curse mark. And when Naruto sees this, he gets enraged. Naruto's like, "Oh nah." And because he sees Sasuke on the ground, like, and Sasuke's like, "Ah!" You know, he's screaming in pain like never before. Naruto, actually having been created a bond with Sasuke, a small one, however small it is, would get very angry, seeing as the only person who's been spending a bunch of time with him has been Hiruzen and Sasuke. So Naruto blitzes in, having an entire one tail of Kurama's chakra activated, the Sharingan with his blonde hair, mind you, and then immediately weaving the hand signs for a wood dragon. A wood dragon would rush at the direction of Orochimaru, and Orochimaru, who would see that this kid has the Sharingan, the Nine Tails, and the ability of the Senju Hashirama, would get like bro literally gets bricked up on sight. Orochimaru has never been harder in his life, and he looks at Naruto and would be like, "Wait, is that?" And, you know, he just watches the wood dragon come at him, and it hits him. Mind you, it does tons of damage, but Orochimaru substitutes the last second so it doesn't completely, utterly destroy him. And then he lands looking at Naruto saying, "It worked. He must be a byproduct of the experiment. How in the world did he get his hands on that? And how did it end up working? By the time that I left that experiment, it was completely over with." Orochimaru would wonder what other abilities he has, and Naruto, noticing that Orochimaru can see him, would immediately get angry, shooting a web at the direction of Orochimaru's face, which he would easily dodge, but Naruto shoots more and more, and Orochimaru would think, "Spider? I didn't work on a spider." You know what I mean? Being like, "I didn't do that." And Naruto doing that would shock Orochimaru, but he would go behind a tree, turn invisible, and then lunge at the direction of Orochimaru before then weaving hand styles for water jutsu. Water streaming jutsu, shooting a ton of water at the direction of Orochimaru. And by the way, I don't know if that's even an actual jutsu, but I just made it up. But basically, it's just a lot of water, not that much, but it's just enough to conduct electricity before then putting his hand in the water and then just completely shocking it, leading Orochimaru to get shocked and his real face to be uncovered, leading him to look at Naruto, lick his lips, and say, "My experiment worked. Sasuke was a thing of the past. You will be my new vessel." Rushing in at Naruto as Naruto rushes in at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru has full intent on taking Naruto with him today. We're talking spider abilities, going invisible, electricity, Senju, Uchiha. Like, Orochimaru has never been so happy in his life. Bro is basically a little kid at a candy store. That's when suddenly Anko comes flying in and would get side by side with Naruto saying, "Kid, get out of the way." Orochimaru, seeing Anko arrive, realizes that more ninjas are going to be arriving soon, and so would go away and then pretty much retreat into a tree, just disappearing using a strange jutsu, as he would look at Naruto and say, "Don't worry, Naruto, I'll be back. I'll be back." As he disappears, and Anko would hold at her curse mark before looking at Sasuke and realizing what happened. She would immediately look at Naruto and say that he's in grave danger if Orochimaru wants him. And Naruto would say that he's the one who's in danger for hurting his comrades, before then escorting the team back towards the tuning tower, since they technically ended up taking the scroll that Orochimaru left behind. And so Sasuke would have a ritual performed on him, which would end up getting rid of the curse mark that was on him because of Kakashi's strange jutsu that would suppress it. Not getting rid of it, but suppress it, right? And so he would perform a strange jutsu, using his own blood, writing 1,000 seal marks, and then ultimately we find ourselves in a 2-day time skip, which all of the other teams would finally end up arriving, and then we have the 1v1 battles. This time, since Sasuke had more time to heal, he would easily be able to take out the ninja who can siphon chakra, and Naruto, having his new strange abilities, would be able to go and fight Kiba. Now, he would at first turn invisible, but Kiba, having a keen nose, would smell Naruto and know where to attack. Naruto, being shocked by that, would think to himself that, ain't no point in hurting Kiba if he doesn't have to. So what Naruto does is he would create a wood dome around Kiba, and the dome itself would start siphoning the chakra from Kiba, shocking Kiba, who would end up pretty much giving up due to the fact that his chakra would be almost all siphoned, and Naruto would be crowned as the winner. Kurina asking Kakashi how in the world that kid has access to that jutsu, and Kakashi saying that he has Senju cells inside of him. For one reason or another, that kid is magnificent. And she would say, "Interesting. Looks like you hit a jackpot, Kakashi. You always have been kind of lucky." Her then just looking back at the direction of the battle, Naruto going back up, looking at Hinata, who would offer him an ointment, and then ultimately being like, "Thanks, Hinata," for accepting it, and then moving on for the 1-month training arc. Now, this 1-month training arc would be filled with nothing but Naruto and Jiraiya training. Now, obviously the first week isn't that, and instead Naruto would train by himself. But once Jiraiya arrives and Naruto knowing who this legendary Sannin member is, he immediately accepts his training. Naruto goes on to learn the Rasengan and summoning jutsu, not really focusing too much on Kurama's chakra, but wanting mainly to learn the Rasengan, seeing as, that's what his father had, and Naruto's not dumb. He knows that's definitely his father. After getting bit by the spider and becoming invisible, Naruto definitely would have ended up taking that invisibility and taking advantage of it. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean Naruto would have done a little bit of snooping in Hiruzen's office without him even noticing, and he definitely got his hands on a tad bit of information he wasn't supposed to. But ultimately, training with Jiraiya would be very fruitful, and Naruto would be more than ready to combat Neji Hyuga in the finals, right? Now, Naruto and Neji's fight would be the first one to start, and Naruto, understanding Neji's fighting style, would decide that he needs to fight him long range. Naruto does so in a very, very Spider-Man-esque way, because what Naruto would do is shoot a bunch of webs at the direction of Neji, just shooting web after web after web after web after web. And Neji would be getting tired, because he just has to parry and block and move out of the way. But eventually, Naruto lunges on top of the side of the wall crawls, and then would proceed to essentially essentially shoot more and more webs at the direction of Neji, right? Now Neji would ultimately be put in a position where he can't move anymore, and Neji gets worried, so channeling his chakra, he would rip through the threads, but it would be too late. By then, Naruto was able to use a water jutsu, shooting it at Neji as he conducts electricity through it, and Neji would completely get taken out because of that. That jutsu was able to completely body Neji, and Neji had absolutely no answer for that. Neji got absolutely clapped as soon as he got hit with that, considering Neji doesn't have a high durability, seeing as, you know, we saw he lost to just one uppercut from Naruto. So obviously his durability isn't his best thing. But let's just say that he does survive for some miraculous reason, and then let's say that Naruto whips out the Rasengan and bing bang boom, Neji got eliminated easily from the Chunin exams. Continuing forward, we have the battle between Sasuke and Gaara, and that would pretty much end up going just like canon. Gaara runs away, Sasuke chases after him, Naruto chases after him, and during this time Hiruzen would unfortunately lose his life to Orochimaru. Naruto does still end up defeating Gaara, and Sasuke still does get very pressed because Naruto was the one who ultimately did that. Sasuke was not feeling too good after Naruto was the one responsible for doing that, and so he would be feeling some type of way. Let me tell y'all, Sasuke is not having a good day. Sasuke was not thinking that that was a hee hee ha ha moment. Sasuke was mad. But continuing on with the story, we then find ourselves in a bit of a strange predicament, because now there's no Hokage, and Naruto and Jiraiya are the ones who are going to be responsible for finding Tsunade and bringing her back to Konoha, right? And so they embark on their journey. However, this time, because Naruto doesn't have to learn more about the Rasengan, he actually gets the time to try to talk to Jiraiya about the Kyuubi, about what his father was like, and they actually bond way more than they would in the original, because Jiraiya would tell him that he actually trained his father, and Jiraiya would feel a lot more comfortable talking to Naruto, because this version of Naruto was more like a sponge. He would absorb information so easily that it would shock Jiraiya. But unfortunately, one day they make their way towards a village, and Jiraiya would get distracted by some random girl there. Now obviously that was done by Itachi using a genjutsu on that girl, getting him to distract Jiraiya and giving him precious intel on the Akatsuki. And so, because, you know, obviously Jiraiya is a spy, and Naruto would be by himself in the hotel room. Now Naruto by himself would have basically just been chilling, right? And we have this song playing in the background, and Naruto, you know, he was vibing, bro. Like, he was having a grand old time, you know what I mean? Just by himself in his room. But suddenly he hears knocks at the door. He's like, and Naruto's like, who's that? He immediately like puts his pants back up and goes towards the door, and Naruto opens it, and he would see two Sharingans staring right at him and a fish-like guy looking at him. Immediately, Naruto's like, oh hell nah, turning invisible and blitzing out through the window, with Itachi being shocked at the fact that Naruto escaped. But because he has the Sharingan, he could see his chakra paths, or actually, could he see invisibility, people? I'm gonna say that he could, because the Sharingan is kind of OP. So let's say that Itachi could see Naruto, and Naruto would end up trying to make his escape as fast as possible. Trying to alert Jiraiya of the situation, Naruto uses a grandiose jutsu which would definitely alert Jiraiya, and Jiraiya would make his way there, leading Itachi and Kisame to look at both Naruto and Jiraiya, who are on the rooftop with them. And Naruto says, "Your move, guys. Wood style, wood dragon jutsu." Immediately a dragon of wood rushes in at Itachi, who would be shocked that a genin could perform that kind of jutsu. Kisame cuts that dragon in half, and then Jiraiya would come flying with a massive Rasengan, leaving a dent on the top of the building, Naruto coming back in and shooting webs at the direction of Kisame's face, who has to rip it off, and by the time that he's done ripping it off, Naruto slams a Rasengan into his stomach, but like it just sends him back flying a bit, and then Kisame gets up and wipes blood off of his face as he's like, let's have some fun, kid.